with now this is something. All right, so we're now making a tier list of all, and this is just basically give my thoughts on all the stock cars from Revolt. Yeah, I don't know how exactly. So this video is unscripted, so there's a lot of ums and ahs. Yeah, that's why. So we're gonna get the Clockworks and the Probe UFO do not count in this tier list. Even Mystery, I do not want to count Mystery in this because this is all for IO purposes and what I think of them, and personally what I think. So starting off with D tier, we have Fuon X. Yeah, you're surprised that freaking RV Loco is not the first one. Okay, so Fuon X. Fuon X might be AMW but better, but there's one thing it lacks. It's top speed. And you can mess it up very quickly if it falls. It cannot take jumps that very well. I was lucky enough to fix its suspension and fix its handling things, but objectively already it is not that great. It's pretty poor actually, and Revolt tracks have a lot of jumps in it and a lot of some high jumps, a lot of IO tracks. So if your car is not landing, so if you take the jump very well, then you have objectively have a problem. So next, and now we're moving on to RV Loco. RV Loco. This thing is just, whew. I will say it's more drivable than Fuon X in some cases, and this thing can probably take jumps, but this thing is still really bad. When it starts up, it steers to the left some. You might catch it steering to the left sometimes, which is so strange. Even when it started, I was like, huh? Why is it doing that? And until I realized it has front-wheel drive vehicle problems. This car has the highest top speed in the game, but it's really bad, and there's not really much ways you could take its top speed. Like, every track in Revolt, all the stock tracks, are basically closed up. Like, there's no good, straight line path. The only straight line path is Toys in the Hood, one, but even then, that's a starter track. But even then, it still has its little cuts and it has its curves and all that. So, I don't think that's a good idea. And I really think that this car is literally Cougar but worse. It's Cougar for semi-pro, which I changed it. I gave it Cougar's handling style and all that for semi-pro. So I kind of copy-pasted its perimeters a bit. And that's probably the last D-tier car, I think. No, I don't think so. And that's gonna be the last D-tier car. I'm not gonna dwell on this. So the next car, E, is Rotor. C, Rotor. Rotor is, I know it's supposed to have wide turning radius because of the toy it's based on. But this thing is just so annoying to drive. I mean, it's okay to drive. It's an okay car. It's very okay. That's all it is. It's okay. I mean, it flips over. It's a joke vehicle. That's basically what it is at the end of the day. And who knows? It's funny. No, it's funny because this one car, it's based off of a Ferrari Testarossa. Yes, it's a Ferrari Testarossa. I did not know that until looking at it recently, just the other day ago. And yeah, it's a Ferrari Testarossa Tyco recoil thing. I'm not even sure. And the Internet Game Car Database is a Ferrari Testarossa, but I think it could be, which, yeah, it definitely looks like that without all the goofy cartoon physics. It's in the Joe Ridge style, so you're just gonna have to make up your imagination. So, yeah. Next car, C tier, is Groovester. Groovester might... Okay, no. Wait, hold on. Next car is Pest Control. Jeez. It's such a... Oh, jeez. This is such an annoyance to use. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Put that back. Okay, Pest Control. Oh, my God. This steering wheel. Hold on. Okay, I am paused. And Pest Control. Oh, my gosh. Give me a second. Wait. Okay. Pest Control. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, Okay, I finally figured out. I don't know what I had to do, but yeah, Pest Control. It only gets from its top speed, but most like with a lot of rear-wheel drive cars in the game, it will spin out the second it spins at low speeds, which makes sense. But at the same time, this thing is okay. Honestly, this is an okay car. It's in C because why not? It's an okay car, and so yeah, okay, it's okay. Next car we're gonna move on to is probably Panga Touring because Panga Touring. Yep, Panga Touring. So Panga Touring is an advanced car. It's okay, honestly, not really all that special. At least it looks cool. I like its design. I mean, it doesn't really look that bad in the game. Its model is pretty good. So what's probably based on is a Porsche 942, but I kind of disagree. It could be based on just a generic station wagon design. Who knows, really? Who knows in that? Who really knows in the context of this game? So that's basically it. Next car is Panga. Oh boy, this tier list, I cannot make it. Okay, basically what I'm saying is Panga goes in. Okay, any more C tier cars? Mouse. Oh no, Addian isn't. No, we cannot spoil where Addian is. Jeez, this is so annoying. So I put Mouse in C because it's honestly okay. It's not the best. It doesn't stand out. I mean, it's the only heavyweight in the class. But Genghis Car is there, and Genghis Car is another B tier car because it's not all that. They're not really that special. I mean, the name is special, Genghis Car. It's like the Genghis Khan, but it's really comes from its top speed and weight. But it's not the best thing to drive. I will say it's really not the best thing to drive. And there's going to be plenty of C tier cars. This is probably going to be the biggest tier here, probably tonight. So the next car I want to talk about is Evil Weasel. His pole position. Pole position. I put pole position in C tier because it's okay, but it's really not the best thing to drive. It's really This is It just has a it's just buggy with wide turning radius. That's all it is at the end of the day, and it's not comfortable to drive. I do not like driving this car. I really do not like driving it. Okay, next car is Groovester for B. Okay, so the next C tier car I wanted to add is can't think of any right now, but I'm just gonna say okay. So next B tier, and we're gonna start off with Candy Pebbles. If this stupid thing will work. The next C tier car is AMW. I have to know how to work this thing because I really don't. Well, okay, C tier is AMW because since AMW has rail like it has this full and X has, but it's better. It has rail like handling, and its top speed is not all that great if I can remember, and it's really not. It's okay to drive, literally. Like it's okay. That's basically what this car, most of the cars in the game are okay to drive. So we can get a lot of those. I don't know. The next car, we're gonna be doing Panga. Actually, I'm gonna put AMW in B. Okay, so now it's B tier. Okay, I'm gonna put AMW in B tier because it's not really the worst thing to drive if I can freaking move it. I don't know what I did different. Okay, so next is Panga, and it's a come on. And next is Evil Weasel, because, oh boy, I have a lot to say about this car. Okay, yeah, explanations. I put Panga here in D tier because, well, I said, well, actually, it's a C tier car, more of a C tier. And Pest Control, I put it in D tier. And yeah, we're using the app this time. I cannot take the browser because the browser is just so stupid. Because it keeps scrolling up every time you're trying to put an image. It has the better quality, so you don't know which one to pick. So basically, I put Gruster here. Yeah, so Gruster and Pest Control on D tier. I mean, it's slightly better, but it's not the best. So Candy Pebbles, I will put in C tier because it's okay, honestly. It's an okay vehicle. It's not anything that special, honestly. And I think it's personally the only thing this thing is known for is being a speedrunner's vehicle. Yeah, for the Silver Cup, I think. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Not anything special out of that. Okay, next car. We're gonna get to RC Sun, which is going in B tier because this thing is honestly a circuit racer. High acceleration, but okay subpar handling. It's basically the the it's basically the amateur version of Sprinter XL. So that's why. That's why it feels different. And so speaking of Harvester, we're gonna be putting it in B tier because Harvester is okay. And I see this is the most underrepresented rookie car. It doesn't get much. The only custom cars it gets are repaints with parameters to fix a different class, and that's all I got. So yeah, it's pretty mediocre. Yeah, this car doesn't get much love from the Revo community, but I can see why, because it does stand out. But it's very underrated because one, it's underrated. I can see why it doesn't get much love because its stats are not standoutish compared to the other rookie cars. It just seems to be a little bit on the generic side, but at the same time, it has great handling. I mean, it's not as fat slug, but hey, it's a faster vehicle, so hey, that trade-off is good. So you might say, oh yeah, it's not better than it, but yeah, like Evil Weasel is a C tier. Yeah, because Evil Weasel, its handling is way too wide for an amateur vehicle, and I feel like they want to make these buggies actually useful is that they give them more something outside of that. And as you can see, I really don't like wide handling cars, as you can see in this video. And I think a lot of people agree with me on that because they're not really using IL. So next car is Fat Slug, which I'm going to be putting in a solid C because it has great handling, great weight, great handling, good weight. I love its design, and it's very defensive. But there's something that does it better. It's Big Vault, which gets outclassed by Big Vault for being a heavy vehicle. But this thing is a meme status car, so it's meant to be silly. So kind of got to remember that when you're trying to judge this vehicle. So I have to remember that. Next, RC Fink, which I'm going to be putting a B tier. Basically, it's Vulcan Turbo, but handling focused. It's just the most handling focused car in Revo, I think. But it's very slow. It can barely keep up with rookie cars in some cases, which is the funny part. But hey, we have it, so it's just Vulcan Turbo but green. That's all it is. Vulcan Turbo but green. Anyways, like I said before, Mouse is literally the most okay vehicle. Is a Trojan and C is okay. Okay, next car we're gonna get to is A tier, and basically A tier we're going to see one. So RC Bandit is pretty good. It's a jack of all stats basically. Great acceleration, great top speed, good top speed for a rookie car, and that's all it is. There it is. But is Kalmos better? No, Kalmos is a good starter vehicle, but Kalmos is going to be picked well over RC Bandit because they're kind of similar to each other in some cases. Next is Dustmite, which Dustmite is a very high accelerating vehicle in the rookie class. and I think it's pretty good, and it's really light, and it doesn't need much confrontation. Next car is Vulcan Turbo, which we're going to be putting in A because it's really good. I like that it's really slow. It's a good handling focused car, and a lot of people really love this car way more than I thought. I thought people didn't like it. Next is NY54, which we're going to be putting in B tier because it's honestly okay, really good handling, but when it changes terrains, it kind of slides all over the place. Okay, the next car is Splat, which is below. And Splat is NY54, a little bit better, but not all that great. It's handling focus as well, and it's a little risk, little reward type of vehicle thing. Shocker will be in C because it's Panka touring but better, but outside it's not the best. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're reaching the S. So now we're getting into to Dr. Grudge. Dr. Grudge is probably one of the best rookie cars in the game. I'm not joking. The best rookie car because people use this thing a lot. You're gonna see this thing in a lot of rookie lobbies if there's no custom cars. You're gonna see this thing along with Sprinter XL because they both have great weight. I mean, Sprinter XL is a little lighter, but is on the lighter side. But they have high acceleration, which is why when I'm counting in these revolt, which is very important in a revolt race. So just keep that in mind. Next car is Aquasonic, which we're gonna be putting in S because putting in A, the top of A, because this thing it's in advanced in IO, but great acceleration, great handling, good top speed. It's amazing all around. It's it's intentionally broken. I thought this car wasn't gonna be broken, but hey, it's there. So next car, R6 Turbo, which we're gonna be putting in a solid A. Probably the best advanced car of all of them. Next to Bertha Ballistics. Okay, so R6 Turbo is like the Sprinter XL of advanced class, light, great acceleration, and good handling. Bertha Ballistics is a heavyweight, but it's a really good car. But it's definitely trying to compete with freaking Bossful because they're both advanced class heavyweights, and they're competing with each other. But let me say this: Bossful has a wider turning radius, but not that wide. It's not like annoyingly wide like pole position. Next car is Big Volt, which we're going to be putting in A because it outclass. Yes, it's a better version of Fat Slug, but it's a better version of Fat Slug, basically. It can take damage too. And it's very resistant to heavy power ups. So, yeah. Okay. LA54. Basically, A tier. Basically, an advanced rating Sprinter XL. Is it good at best to excel? Well, it depends. They're in different classes, so it's not real well. You would say yes, because it's an amateur. But I would say, yeah, they're both good. But I don't know. I like Sprinter XL a little bit more. Next car is Addian, which goes in S. Because it's probably the best semi-pro car out of all of them. Because it has good handling, great all-rounder, and some people might find it hard to control. I know Nerd3 found it hard to control in one of his videos, but hey, I worked around it, alright? I worked around it, and I know how to use it. So next is Zipper. Zipper's problem is that it slides all over the place. It's a power slider. It's a power slider of a semi-pro, but does it do it well? It kind of does. Let's just say that. But I like it. Next is RG1, which is a worse than it. It has good grip. Yes, better grip than Zipper, but it has less top speed, which is a little bit important in a revolt race. So, yeah, keep that in mind while I'm playing it there. And you reach top speed very quickly in this game. So, yeah. Okay, next car is Huma, which we're going to be putting in S, because Huma is the only and best power slider in the game. I don't think anything can beat it. Not even the custom car King Kaiju can beat this thing in power sliding. It's so good. But King Kaiju is a super pro car, so that's kind of subjective. So anybody can tell me otherwise. Next car is Matra XL. It's Matra XL, which is basically Aquasonic, but the Dreamcast version of Aquasonic. And I would say it definitely does kind of better. Does things that what Aquasonic does, but much better. It has kind of better handling and all the stuff. It's an all-rounder vehicle, basically. So don't forget that if you're trying to do it. JG7, one of the best cars in the game. I would even say it's kind of better than Addian in some cases. really great handling, good top speed, good acceleration, just good everything. And it's a Dreamcast car, so yeah. Next is Cougar. And Cougar is basically it has the highest top speed of all the pro cars, so that makes sense. All the stock pros. So yeah. Stock pros, and it has the best handling. It has great handling. And it's based off a Jaguar XJ220S. So just let me know what you guys think of it. And it's probably the next car used out. Huma, the top three pro cars that are used, Huma and Toyota. So yeah, that's something you have to take into consideration. Toyota, you knew this was going to be on S tier. So Toyota is the best car in Revolt that I'm considering it's the mascot of Revolt at this point. And I'm glad that's there. So yeah, I'm glad that's here. I'm not going to explain much about it, but yeah, it has great top speed, great handling, and great. I mean, it's a little light, but you can make up for that. It has great acceleration to get past. Next is SNW35, which is Huma, but way better, and nothing holding it back. But it does have its weight. It's way a little light, so it's gonna get blasted off. But that's the thing about being a sports car. So yeah, and its paint job really nice too. The next car we're talking about is Perp XL, the best car in the game, objectively. This car is so fast that people want it to be Super Pro. Yeah, and then someone made a Super Pro version of the car. I'll link it probably in the description somewhere. But yeah, that's basically what they are. So that's all the cars in Rayville explained on a tier list, and this is what my thoughts. Let me know if you guys disagree, and I'll see you later in the next video. Take care, everyone.